Good morning, Hastings. Welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to be your guide this morning as we dive into a really gorgeous, factual update brought to you by HastingsNow.com. Whether you're just sipping that first cup of morning coffee, warming up the car for your commute, or just looking for a fun way to kick off your Monday, May 4th, 2026, we have a fantastic overview lined up for you today. We're going to cover exactly what you need to know about the skies right above us, and then we're taking a pretty fascinating trip back in time to see what this exact date looked like throughout history.
But right off the bat, I want you to lock this number into your mind. 25. Because the second you step out your door today, you are absolutely going to feel it. We are talking about wind gusts hitting up to 25 miles per hour. It's a very breezy spring Monday out there, the kind of day that really wakes you up and gets the local trees dancing.
All right, let's get right into Section 1, Hastings Weather Watch, the local forecast for Monday, May 4th.
Okay, let's dive into this data table because it really tells the whole story of our day. Looking at the temperatures, it's actually shaping up to be quite pleasant. We're expecting a high near 65 degrees today. But look right below that. Our low tonight is going to drop sharply to around 35 degrees. So we have a pretty wild 30-degree swing happening. Now, what's really great about this precipitation and wind combo is that 0% chance of rain with partly sunny skies. That is fantastic news if you're getting out and about. However, those winds, they're starting out blowing southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour, eventually shifting west-northwest and bringing those 25-mile-per-hour gusts we just talked about. Even tonight, well after midnight, we could still see gusts hitting 25. So the air is literally on the move today, folks.
Moving right along to Section 2, Plan Your Day, making the most of the spring breeze.
Let's just run through a quick, practical checklist to make your downtown errands a breeze. And yes, that pun was absolutely intended. First up, jacket season. Yeah, it's not fully retired just yet. You'll definitely want a light jacket or a hoodie if you're out early this morning or later on this evening. Second, and this is super important for our local businesses and patio goers, secure your hats, hold down those patio menus, and grab onto literally anything that likes to fly away. Third, today is a stellar day for a walk, maybe a quick downtown coffee run, but expect an extra strong breeze if you're strolling near the Mississippi River. That open water basically acts like a giant wind tunnel. And finally, green thumbs, definitely pay attention to this one. Because we are dipping down to a chilly 35 degrees tonight, you really need to cover those tender plants. They will for sure appreciate the extra protection from that sudden chill. And I just have to share this, I absolutely love this line from today's Hastings Now update. With gusts near 25 miles per hour, Levy Park may feel like it ordered a spring breeze and accidentally clicked extra. So, treat those loose napkins like temporary wildlife today, everyone.
All right, so we've got a solid handle on the weather. Now let's open up Section 3, a little time capsule. Historic horizons on May 4th.
Let's move to our timeline and see how this all builds. We are jumping from the early 19th century all the way into the space age, covering 1803, 1894, and 1989. These are three radically different events that all share this exact same date. Starting way back in 1803, on this date, the Louisiana Purchase was signed. Now, you might be wondering, why does this matter to us locally? Well, because, as the Minnesota Historical Society points out, this monumental transfer of land included present-day Minnesota west of the Mississippi River. That means the very river flowing through Hastings right now, the exact one causing that extra breeze on your afternoon walk, was essentially a historic international border during this massive national event. The Mississippi is so much more than just pretty scenery here. It is quite literally a dividing line of American history. Jumping forward to 1894, May 4th marks the very first observation of Bird Day. The Library of Congress notes this was championed by a school superintendent named Charles Almonzo Babcock over in Oil City, Pennsylvania. By 1910, this idea spread like wildfire and was widely celebrated, often right alongside Arbor Day. And honestly, this feels so right for a May morning in Hastings. Between the river, our local parks, and our own backyards, today is the perfect day to watch the birds navigating that 25-mile-per-hour breeze. Just enough wind to keep their feathers interesting, right?
And now, we look from the skies up to the stars. On May 4, 1989, NASA launched the Space Shuttle Atlantis. But what brilliantly illustrates the sheer ambition of this mission isn't just the shuttle itself, but what it was carrying inside. Atlantis was launched specifically to carry NASA's Magellan spacecraft as its payload. Basically, Atlantis breached our atmosphere just so Magellan could be released to travel millions of miles and map the planet Venus in absolutely unprecedented detail.
So the crucial point here is that the Magellan spacecraft wasn't just another routine satellite. According to NASA, it was the very first planetary spacecraft ever launched from a space shuttle, and it became the first spacecraft to image the entire surface of Venus. I mean, think about that the next time you look up at the evening sky from Levy Park. The legacy of May 4th stretches all the way to our neighboring planets.
Now, all the fascinating data and historical context we've explored today is grounded in some really excellent reporting from the National Weather Service Point Forecast for Hastings, the Minnesota Historical Society's MNOpedia, and the Library of Congress. We always want to ground our understanding in the facts. And just as a quick, friendly reminder, weather can change pretty fast. Always make sure to check official alerts and the absolute latest NWS updates before finalizing any major outdoor plans today.
We started with the swirling winds of today's weather, and we've traced the winds of history from the Louisiana Purchase to the rocky surface of Venus. And all of it is connected to May 4th. So as you zip up that light jacket and step out the door into that extra spring breeze, I want to leave you with this. What history will you make today right here in Hastings? Embrace the day, hold on to your hats, and if you found today's explainer helpful, please share it with a neighbor or subscribe to Hastings Now. Have a wonderfully breezy Monday, everyone.